Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusrul, the game is Hearthstone, and welcome to Scrub of the Arena. And in a truly shocking precedent, I am actually getting into a second episode with a single deck. This is the Hunter Unleash the Hounds cobbled together excuse of a deck that came up in the last episode. It actually won 2 of its 3 games in that, so we're going to see how badly wrong this goes now. How long will the run of luck continue? Who knows? I certainly don't. Let's see what we get this time. Okay, another shaman. Let's see, what have I got? The most awful opening setup of the lot. Right, we'll lose the knight and we'll lose the drake, because quite frankly, those are of little use to me. They're filler cards. And we'll keep the engineer because that does let me at least draw a card on turn 2, and the freezing trap. That's really more for the mid to late game, but we'll hang on to it for the moment just in case. What do we get now? Hyena and a Hunter's Mark. Okay, that's a bit better. Could coin and get the engineer out on turn 1. In fact, I think that may be the way to go. Just mill the deck a little. So coin and engineer. It also disguises the fact that I'm building up an Unleash the Hounds play, but Hunter metagames being where they are, he's probably expecting that anyway. So, Scavenging Hyena on turn 2, I think. Okay, so that's just a standard totemic call. Could trade the gnome for it. There we go. And in fact, you know what? A straight 1-1-1-1 trade is kind of tempting because it does keep the hyena intact. So let's go for it. Pop. That may have been unwise, but who cares? Right, so nothing to really work with on turn 3. There is a word, and that word is damn it. Okay, could break out a River Crocolisk, could also go for the face with Steady Shot. I actually need him to build up a few cheap minions. Taking out that totem last turn wasn't necessarily a wise idea, because I need him to have 2 or 3 cheap, easily killed minions on the board to get best use out of Unleash the Hounds. So, we all make mistakes, and I make them more frequently than most. What are you going to go for?
For the crusade!
Okay, 1 and... okay, that's fine. Pull out the Twilight Drake, I think, which will go up to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health. There we go. 4, 6, not too shabby. And we'll take Smash to the face for Thrall. Now, are you working out that I am deliberately letting you build up some cheap minions despite my earlier mistake? I wonder.
They are bend to my command!
Okay. Right, what comes up? Unleash the Hounds again. Okay, so I could Hunter's Mark, Unleash the Hounds, and clear his board. Completely. And you know what? That does make a certain amount of sense. Hunter's Mark. Unleash the Hounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the face. Right, that gives me an advantage on the board, if nothing else. Unfortunately, I have kind of tipped my hand and wasted a bit of synergy to get rid of it. On the bright side, I can get the Savannah Highmane out next turn. Okay, there comes his gnome.
Mind if I roll need?
And a loot hoarder as well. Okay. Timberwolf and Stranglethorn. Got several options here, actually. Timberwolf and Stranglethorn Tiger. Let me get out quickly, but he'll just shut the Timberwolf down hard, so that's possibly not a good idea. The other option, of course, is to break out the Savannah Highmane and just shut down a bit one of his gnomes. Again, don't really want to do that, just go straight for the face with the Drake. So, Savannah Highmane. There we go, and bam. Right, so next turn the plan will be the Timberwolf and unleash the Hounds again if he breaks out any more minions. Problem is, I've not seen any taunts from him as yet, so I'm worried about what he's got lined up in his deck. He'll probably trade away the Loot Hoarder at the very least,
I wonder.
because that lets him pull another card, but I don't see what he gets from trading away the other gnome. Okay, so Fork Lightning, so that's the overload, trades that, and then goes for the kill on the Drake. Fire Elemental, okay. And then beat down. Okay, could be worse. So, Timberwolf out. Unleash the Hounds once. Unleash the Hounds again. Trade the Elemental, which then takes me up to the 2 extra Hyenas as well. Trade one of the Hounds to get rid of his gnome. Do I trade a second one? Yes, you know what I think I do. Pull out Freezing Trap and Defensive Line. And end of turn. Okay! I've blown my principal gambit at this stage, but I'm in a good place until he busts out an AoE. Oh. Okay, that's awkward. And then he kills off the... Right. That's a slightly less promising position now. Okay, pull out my second Timberwolf, which lets me stack back up. And pull out the Stranglethorn Tiger into the bargain. So, 3, 9, 7, 5. Okay, I have got him. Unless he has some way of shutting down my Tiger next turn. Which you can do very easily by just having a taunt in that hand of his, but we shall see. It also gets bad if he's got... Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There goes the freezing. Okay, well that doesn't really help. Okay. That ghoul is going to kill me. Okay, deadly shot, fine. That kind of works. When it hits the right minion, which wasn't then. Fire. Okay, so... Trade once. Trade twice. Into there, because all I have to do now is survive his turn. That's it. That's all I have to do, and Steady Shot will then let me snipe him. Oh, wow, I made a mess of that. Okay, so the Rifleman comes back. That ghoul is now getting really, really nasty. He'll probably trade away to kill the last Hound, boost the ghoul again. He's drawn my Freezing Trap. So he then runs that into me. Doesn't help him, however. Oh right, now Ghoulie shows up because I can just shoot him in the face. bit scrappy, it has to be said. Very, very scrappy. However, it's a win, and I'll take it. Right, moving on swiftly. Okay, a rogue. Could be worse, could be worse. Oh wow, that is pretty much the perfect opener. All the synergies, all of them. Okay, the problem is going to be getting them out in one piece. So, coin and buzzard or coin and hyena? What are you going to go for? Okay. 1-2 dagger. I'm going to chance it. Coin and buzzard.
Job's done.
I get the impression somehow that with this play it's better to wait until about turn 3 or 4 before you get going, because that way you can just, yeah, here comes the stabby. Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm actually going to hang off.
Job's done.
Just steady shot for a moment. Because I really want enough mana to be able to get the hyena and unleash the hounds and the Timberwolves at the same time. So that's around about 4 or 5 before you can really get this attack going. So I have just wasted a very, very nice setup. However, some things cannot be traded away. We'll get rid of the Crocolisk as a trade for the moment. Just give him something to waste a turn beating on. Oh well, live and learn and all that. Right, so what are you going for? Probably the Razorfen. But and then dagger. Fine, well that's still 2 damage you've taken. Right, so we'll pull out the Scavenging Hyena at this point, and then we shall unleash the Hounds, because that gives me 4 to work with. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Would have been even better if I had the buzzard to work with, but hey, a 10-6 on turn 4, I'll go with that. Particularly since I can break out the Timberwolves next turn and really ramp up. Unfortunately, he has probably got Assassin. Oh, fab! Lots and lots of words come to mind, and they're all rude. And then just because you can go for the attack. Right, this needs a bit of a rethink, doesn't it? Okay, no point bringing out the Timberwolves at this stage, they'll just die horribly. So, if I pull out a freezing trap, he's going to run the owl into it just to get rid of it, and he's then going to have another silence to work with. So we'll pass with that. And do I blow deadly shot? Yes, I think we do. See where it goes. Bingo! Right one. Excellent. Bit of a coin flip option there, but it works. Yeah. Okay, so I'm now hunting around for another Unleash the Hounds. Chances are they're both buried at the bottom of my deck at this stage. And again, there's very little I can do. going to hang off Hunter's Mark on the Storming Knight, because 2-5 at this stage isn't a major threat until I need it to do something. Likewise, no point deploying the Freezing Trap at this part of the game, because he's got nothing worth sending back. And indeed, if he gets the Owl sent back, it's actually hurting me. Likewise, the Murloc. So, let's see what happens. Well, he wastes the heal, except for himself, and then, well, pain happens. This is where you really wish you had AoE, isn't it? Ow, 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 ow. Okay. A Corehound or Stranglethorn Tiger? Thing is, he can beat the Corehound down without losing more than a couple of minions. In fact, he can do it just by trading off his cheap ones. So we'll get the Tiger out this turn, and then shoot Valera in the face again. Then next turn we'll go for double Timberwolf and start beating people over the head with the Tiger. Or if I get Unleash the Hounds again, then that opens up other possibilities, since I'll have a load of 2 attack. Oh dear. Well, at least I now have a better target for Hunter's Mark, but I am not going to survive another turn, unless I come up with a way of clearing his board. Dear, 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 dear. That silence, that owl shut down my entire game. Right, okay. Desperation move here, pull out the Novice Engineer. Which gives me the Injured Blade Master, which is of no sodding use. I can't pull out a 1-turn kill. I can't clear enough of his board off to save me next turn, so just concede it. Well, some you win, most I tend to lose. It's funny, really. I've had enough experience of being on the other end of the Unleash the Hounds combo that I know how to shut it down with Priest you break out Holy Nova, and that time, well, silence shut down the Hyena. There's no other way to describe it. Little annoying that it takes the bonus away as well, but oh well. Play. Still, lesson learned with this particular deck and combination. Hang off until around about turn 4 or 5 so you can actually get the bonuses without being shut down hard. Learn from my mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. If nothing else, someone will. Right, Paladin! Well, hey, lots of cheap 1/1 minions flying about. Right, we'll keep hold of Unleash the Hounds, and we'll trade off the Blade Master and the Corehound. Like so. Okay, so Hyena and Hounds. Like I said, we're going to hang off all of that little lot until about turn 3. Likewise, hang off the Buzzard. So ideally at this point, that's my turn 6 combination. Okay, and we'll pull the Novice Engineer out. Makes it look like I'm pulling it. Excellent! A second Unleash the Hounds. Okay. Now, you're just going to pull out one of your little reinforcements. Yes, you are. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm not going to shut him down. I learned. Does happen. As rare as it sounds. Instead, we are just going to shoot Uther and then slap Uther. And then end the turn. So we're up to turn 4. He's probably wondering what I'm doing. Right, next turn. Bam. Okay, so that's the trade. So there's no point breaking Unleash the Hounds out just yet. He pulls out a young priestess. I have no idea why he made that trade, to be completely honest. He coins and... okay, 1 mana Paladin Secret. This is where I should really have paid much, much, much more attention to what was going on. Okay, so I could Buzzard, and then get 2 cards from him. And then shut down his priestess. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. So Buzzard and Unleash the Hounds. That gives me 2 more cards. 4 and freezing trap. Okay, we will shut down his priestess. Okay, so that's a noble sacrifice. Fine by me. Bam, that's the trade, and then we'll use the other hound to shut down the priestess. Now he's probably going to trade off the minion and the silver hand recruit, which is not great, but can't be helped. I'd like to have gotten more mileage out of that buzzard, but I have tipped my hand fairly badly at this point. Yep, there's the trade. So, does he think I have blown my load, for want of a better term? Probably does. So, let's get the Stranglethorn Tiger out
Job's done.
and see if we can't fool him regarding that.
You gotta be kidding me!
Okay. Right then. Freezing Trap would let me shut down that mercenary. It does give him an edge though, because it then gives him cheap minions for a bit. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, we'll go with the Freezing Trap, secret that. Then we'll break out the Razorfen Hunter.
Don't mess with Tusk.
And just hit Uther in the face. So he's now got bait, basically, to pull out the Ventrico Mercenary's attack, which will trigger the trap and send it back into his hand. Particularly since he's just wasted his battle cry. Come on. Bye-bye. That worked as well as I had any right to expect. So not only has he blown a lot of mana, he's wasted the Argent Protector's battle cry into the bargain. All in all, that's a pretty good deal. So, ball goes splat, and we are good for the moment. Right, so okay, options. Got the Spellbreaker, could get that out. Tiger's vulnerable. I've got 2 beasts on the deck at the moment. Sorry, 2 beasts on the board. I could pull out both of my Scavenging Hyenas for 4. Run the boar in to amp them both up quickly. But that's then inviting a Consecration, and I won't have much to work with regards to Unleash the Hounds next turn.
Well met.
Indeed, well met. Or, I get a little bit cocky. I pull out the Hyenas, I pull out Unleash the Hounds for 1, run both the boar and the hound into his Argent Protector,
Well
which will
met.
take the hounds up to 6/4s, and give me a reasonably solid option. Or I could just pull out the Savannah Highway, which makes much more sense now I come to think about it. So, 1 and 2. Oh, and go. So, he can take down... Okay, Hammer of Wrath, that shuts down my Tiger. At least I got the mileage out of that. Bit annoying I don't get anything out of it for the Hyenas though, but them's the breaks. And he then takes 6 damage purely from being in close proximity to
Reporting
my
for duty.
lion. Why he decided to punch a lion in the face, I have no idea, but it gives me the win. Anyhow. Not complaining, let's go. Well hey, I have golden tracking, yay! Well, if nothing else I can get some dust for that. Right, go again. Round 3. Well, technically round 6. I'm actually winning, which is something of a surprise. Spinny, 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 spinny. I need to come up with a better spinny dial song. No, that was not a request for submissions. There we go.
Caesar versus Malfurion.
Okay.
Let the hunt begin.
Right, so turn 2. We'll trade out. We'll trade out the Twilight Drake for the moment. And we'll keep the rest. Novice Engineer as a... Okay, that's interesting. Novice Engineer as a turn 1 boost, so we'll just coin and get it out. Which lets me draw another card.
I hope you like my
Like
invention.
so.
Job done.
What do we have? Second Timberwolf. Okay, that gives me some interesting possibilities starting around about turn 5. Both hyenas and 1 or 2 Timberwolves. Here comes the smack. There we go. Not entirely unexpected. And since I've nothing to really work with, I don't want to put any of those minions out there immediately. We'll simply shoot Malfurion in the face. Next turn, Razorfen Hunter. Okay, so he summons up his 3/2. And a Stealthy Worgen Infiltrator. Fine. Okay. So, Razorfen Hunter lets me put a 2/3 and a 1/1 onto the battlefield. That will be a mutual trade, depending on how he does it. Or I can take the gamble that he will just ignore it and go straight for the bypass. Yeah, so let's just get the Hunter out there.
Job done.
There's nothing else. It helps disguise the fact I'm running an Unleash the Hounds deck, since I'm pulling out minions that aren't in the standard combo. Now, what are you bringing out? Okay. Flesh-Eating Ghoul finds him. We have the trade there, and the trade there. That's fine by me. Since I can then break out a Spellbreaker
Magic shall not.
and shut it down hard. Run a repeat of what it did to me. Still a 2/3, still not ideal to have running about, and a freezing trap might have made more sense, but at least it's shut down. Unfortunately, you can now bring it back with the silence effect removed, if memory serves correctly. Right, turn 5 next turn. What to do, what to do. Okay, so he wastes his swipe. That's annoying. Okay. Going to pull out the Stranglethorn Tiny at this stage, I think. That's stealth, so we can't get to it for the moment. What I need at this point is for him to bring out a couple of cheap minions.
To Northrend.
That'll do. 1 and 2. Okay, right, let's get going. So. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So. Scavenging Hyena. Timberwolf. Timberwolf. Unleash the Hounds. Smack 1. Smack 2. And then we'll kill his Argent Commander as well. Okay. Not a bad place to be in at this stage, unless he's got something horrible like Swipe on the go. Starfire. Well, could have been worse. Not sure how, but it could have been worse. Okay, we will get a second Hyena out. We'll get the Freezing Trap out. And we'll get the Ardent Squire on the field. Shoot him in the face. And then commence the beating.
Job's done.
Right. Core Hound next turn. Haven't really got many other options. If he goes for a charge minion effort to shut things down, he is in a bad place. Likewise, if he tries to kill the tiger, he'll just amp the hyena up a bit further. Okay, here comes the random kill. Perfect! At least he didn't hit the Timberwolf. Okay, then again, maybe he has just hit the Timberwolf. On the bright side, it does amp up.
I can see.
Yeah. Right, that was surprisingly easy. 8 turns and I had the Faceless Manipulator to work with next turn. You know what, let's go for a 4th round. Because why not? Also, my quest... I should have looked. Anyhow, play! Ooh, there's going to be a nice payoff from this. Money, 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 money. Not that I'm player Goblin in World of Warcraft. Don't play Horde at all, in fact. Well, technically I do. I've got that level 10-something Goblin Warlock that I kind of... You know what, I'm going to stop rambling. Anyhow, so... Mulligan the Assassin, he's not really useful. And again... Unleash the Hounds and raise the Fen Hunter as only place. Angry Chicken as a turn 1 joke? Maybe. Maybe. Could consider it. See what comes up in the draw. Yes. Yes, why not? Angry Chicken, turn 1. Actually, no, because if I hang on to that, I can feed chicken to the hyenas later on. Think. Noggin, brain, use it. Something I do not do nearly enough of. Right.
Mind if I roll knee?
I have no idea what just happened. Okay. Shoot him in the face, let him continue to bring out the cheap minions. Because, of course, we're building up to unleash the Hounds. In fact, we've got 2 of them now, so that gives some interesting options. And, okay. So he's doubling up on the Ancestral Spirits. Fine, we'll pull out the Novice Engineer.
My invention.
Gives me another card to work with. That's fine by me. Not getting the hyenas, not getting the buzzards. This is a little awkward, and he's deliberately not pulling out second minions because he suspects I'm going to unleash the Hounds on him. Right. Angry to chicken or not to chicken? That is the question. You're chicken. Because he'll trade the loot order off on one of them this turn. And at least I can get some damage out of the other. While he tries to work out why on earth I'm playing an angry chicken. Technically it's a beast. It can be amped up with things like Timberwood. Okay. Ow. Fine. Okay, that wasn't quite in the game plan. I would have boosted the Goblin. Sorry, gnome, but there you go. Right. We'll pull out the Razorfen Hunter at this stage. And since I don't want that totem hanging about any longer, we're going to mark it and then kill it. Right. With a bit of luck, he's now second guessing what my game is. Okay, another Rockbiter weapon, and... oh, for heaven's sake. Well, at least I'm now in a good position for unleashing the Hounds. Not one I wanted to be in, mind you. And even then it won't work, because I can only take out... it'll be a straight trade, so there's no point. We'll pull out the Oasis Snapjaw and the Argent Squire. And then we will suicide off the boar and the gnome, just to stop him abusing the loot hoarder too much. He can still do it, he's just got to take it off the Snapjaw instead, and so far he isn't showing any sign of doing that. But I really, really need the rest of my combo. Okay, multiple layer taunts at this stage. Well, a Timberwolf or a Starving Buzzard would be really handy right about now. Come on, commit suicide. You'll get it straight back with the Ancestral Blessing, and you know it. You're overthinking this, mate. Just go for it. You get the cards straight back, and you can potentially get double mileage out of it. No? Okay. He's continually going for bypasses on the tanks, which I don't understand. Okay, so shut down 1. Shut down 2. Stranglethorn Tiger. And that is that. He's going for Death of 1,000 Cuts here. And yes, I'm aware that shutting down several of his minions like that ran counter to the whole idea of Unleash the Hounds for maximum effect, but oh, okay, fine, it came back. Right, Still no synergies, blast it. Okay, I'm just going to have to chance it. Pull out Unleash the Hounds. And just go for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot in the face. And 1, 2. I'm going to have to chance him being on a fishing trip. And then the Ancestral Blessing kicks in, it comes straight back. Okay, at least it's snoozing this turn though, so that kind of shuts down his offensive options. Ouch! That hurt. That was really painful. Okay. Starving Buzzard, come on, give me the blasted Buzzard. Corehound next turn if it doesn't, but if he's got enough way to get things going, I am in a world of trouble. Right. Corehound. Not good, not good, not good. I really, really, really need that blasted. Those buzzards. All those hyenas. I need the rest of my synergies. And there goes the Corehound. Damn it. Okay, well, at least he wasted a significant chunk of his options. So, Storm and Night. Acropolis. And Unleash the Hounds. Well, that's 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 9. Yeah, I'm going to Unleash the Hounds anyway. Because that one lets me trade them away to get rid of the Dwarf. And then I can charge into the Silver Moon and keep the Knight alive. Of course, he may just trade the Silver Moon away, but we'll see. I really, really, really need the rest of my key cards, and they're not coming up. This is awkward. Awkward beyond belief. The only good news is that he seems to be at least a stuffed for cards as I am.
Get behind me.
Or maybe he isn't. Bad position to be in at this stage. I think I have lost. Okay, well, I haven't quite lost, but it's still a dicey position to be in. Spellbreaker, silence, click off. Like so. Then we will have to unleash the Hounds for the final time. Steady shot. Okay, so one Hound gets rid there. Suicide the second Hound in there. And get rid of it like so. And then into him. Right, okay.
Well played.
Not really. This is where the killer combo comes in.
Power.
Oh, fine, that's... yeah, index. Didn't get the hyenas, didn't get the buzzards. Buried somewhere in the bottom of my deck, had no way of searching it. Didn't have much of a chance on that one at all, really. Some days the game just decides it hates you. Not sure I could have played that any differently. Still, 5 wins. Let's see what comes up. Open the lock. What do I have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, I've got 60 gold, a pack, and another 60 gold. Not too shabby. Let's see what comes up in here. That's what I'm going to say. Pop! What do I have? Unbound Element. Yeah. A Blood Imp. Ooh, Gorehowl. Attacking a minion costs 1 attack instead of 1 durability. That's a nice axe. And the Gadget and Auctioneer don't really use. And the Jungle Panther, well, that could be handy if I ever decide to construct and unleash the Hounds deck. But that is the end of this run of Scrub of the Arena. 5 wins, 3 losses, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week, farewell.